Um, need pe- All right, we will have time afterwards with reception to chat and cheer each other on. So welcome this evening to our 19th annual awards presentation. Donna Crusoder and myself were co-chairs of the Beautification Committee, and we are so thrilled you were all able to come and join us this evening. Welcome. And maybe a little bit closer to it. Welcome to our annual Beautification Awards ceremony, where we recognize initiatives that support our efforts towards beautifying our town. We try to identify homes and businesses in all our districts throughout the town. Your individual efforts and endeavors have helped to encourage others to landscape, volunteer, always making a difference, while leaving the area always better than you found it. Our dedicated volunteer committee leads by example, and by that I mean if you've ever driven up Main Street and you watched 10, 12 hours of pulling weeds in the heat, driving around, checking areas in town where we can identify curb appeal, calling people, thanking people. It's a non-ending task. And I have to tell you, we celebrate every member on our committee because they spend countless hours of volunteer time trying to make our town a better place to live. And we're thrilled today that we're able to recognize all of you who help us in this very effort. And I'd like you for a moment to look at purposes of the Beautification Committee. If you're looking at areas in town for identification, we're always looking for people to support us. Send us an email to Carol Cabral in town, identifying areas that you notice that are really special. If you see somebody on the side of the road picking up litter, let us know. Take a picture of an area. Help us try to make a difference. Beautification Awards, 19 years, which is really nice, and to have so many people make a difference for all that time. Town gardens, as you know, our Beautification Committee takes care of the town hall gardens, and we try to work very closely with Public Works in their initiative to beautify the center of town and make a difference as well. Public-private enhancement, public property enhancement, that's really important to us. Trying to create a dialogue, an initiative to work together to really show people as they come off the thruway that we're thriving and we are making a difference. Holiday lighting contest, the Daffodil giveaway. We hope that all of you today who are winners will receive a little Dutch house that has daffodils. We are the Daffodil Town. That's why you see our name tags and we have our daffodils on. But we also have in the front pew yellow bags with daffodils, and I hope that you take them home and you plant them. And if you already have done so, maybe pass it on to someone else. So when the spring happens and you're driving throughout town, you'll celebrate this with us. Holiday lighting contest is coming up shortly, and Donna will be talking about that. We also do consulting. A lot of members, quite a few members on our committee are landscape design artists, they are master gardeners, and they're continuing their education in all those fields. So when people like the Stratford Library or the Baldwin Center contact us, we're there to help them. And to give you an example, 2 of our members just created lovely planter designs for the front of the Baldwin Center. So when you're going in seasonally, you'll see changes, and that's our committee that started that and take care of it on a yearly basis. The tree replacement project, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later too, and most of you probably read about that in the newspaper as well. So Beautification Committee activities. Planting at Town Hall, the Baldwin Center planters, those are just examples of past efforts. Town Hall itself, as you know, the state of Connecticut is working very hard because we have been inundated with invasive species, not just the Japanese knotweed, but mile-a-minute plant, and they have traveled to even Town Hall. How does this happen? Well, birds migrate, they fly, they eat, and they leave their presence behind, and we're left trying to take care of issues that might have started in the 1800s, where the Japanese knotweed, that's what happened. It was a lovely plant brought here in by ship, and over the years has taken over because there isn't anything that we have native that can take care of that, except that natives are starting to disappear in many areas because of all the invasives we have. So one of the initiatives we have is identifying this and cleaning it up. So when you're walking around Town Hall, you'll notice that that was done shortly. Pumpkin Festival, and you'll be talking about that later. Another great event, and where we pass out the daffodils to everybody who visits. Daffodils will be at the library in bags. They will be at the Baldwin Center in public places, in Town Hall, in Carol Cabal's office, at the mayor's office. Our committee members, could we have them stand? They have daffodils, and I apologize if we don't have enough for everybody. Tina, I'm very sorry, but some of the tags came off. That's why you don't have one. So, hardworking members. All right, the judges, every year we get together and we drive around. Their homes are nominated by friends, by committee members, by councilmen, and we drive around and we have criteria to judge all those areas. We used to do backyards as well, and that, you can imagine, took forever. So now it is just curb appeal. All right, our criteria: overall appearance, color, visibility, landscape, material, use of annuals, perennials, garden maintenance and grooming, special features, significance of effort. All right, residential awards. I'd like one of our members, Adam, to come up today and present our first award.
I'm just going to put this through for a second. First of all, I want to thank you, everybody, for coming out this evening. What a great show of support for your friends and neighbors and the town of Stratford. We do indeed live in a beautiful town, and I'm so glad that everyone that is here tonight is dedicated to making it even more beautiful every day. So again, thank you. Our first honoree and winner tonight is for Best Curbside Garden, and it goes to Carolyn Carrier and Justin Tomczyk of 196 Anson Street. Justin and Carolyn, why don't you come up? Before I give you the award, I just want to say that this home here on Anson Street, just below the corner of Hilltop, is a magnificent display of asters and wisteria in the spring, phlox, peonies, clematis, Sheffield daisies, baptista, sedum, irises, hydrangea, you name it. Carolyn is out there all year round making sure that her garden is as beautiful as you see, and you're seeing really only the front. She's got so much more on the side and the back, and during the spring, it's just a beautiful garden. So Justin and Carolyn, on behalf of the Beautification Committee, it is my pleasure to present with you Best Curbside Garden for 2017 for the town of Stratford.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Ann Ferris, and I'm very pleased to present the most welcoming Cape winner. This beautiful home is located at 25 Heartland Street in Lordship. As you can see, the overall appearance of the yard is very well maintained. All the shrubs and trees are trimmed, and the grass in the edging of the sidewalk is just perfect. There is so much color, even the beautiful yellow door is so inviting. All landscaping is visible from the street for visitors and neighbors to see as they walk or ride by. Patricia Pinto, the owner, has made good use of annual and perennial plantings with perfection of detail and scale. Will Patricia Pinto please come forward to accept the 2017 Beautification Committee's Most Welcoming Cape Award? Congratulations. Thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you.
guess I'm up next. I met many of you as I was walking around. I'm Donna Caserta, co-chair of Beautification. And one thing, there are beautiful lawn signs for everyone to take at the end, and we have spikes for you. We're just not handing them out as you're getting your award because they're cumbersome. We don't want you to poke anybody in the eye with them, okay? I have the pleasure of introducing 1309 Huntington Road, Danielle Dufresne. I probably said that wrong, but anyway. I think I'm a pretty observant person. After all, I was a nurse for 41 years, so my job kind of depended on being observant. But early this summer, I realized I really hadn't been that observant because I had driven by this house countless times over the last 34 years and never really noticed this adorable Dutch colonial until this past spring. I don't know what caught my eye first on this. The new color of the house, the new porch, the beautiful gravel driveway that I think complements the house beautifully, or just in general. And then when the flowers started to bloom in this beautiful little garden, I thought, wow, this house is really popping. I realized it was all the above that kind of pulled this whole house together. The pictures of this do not do it justice because afterwards, everything really came into bloom, and it was just beautiful. The roses and the black-eyed Susans and the seagrasses grew, and it really is a pretty sight to see now. I can't wait to see what happens next year when all the things mature a little bit. Just as an aside, when I stopped one day to take a picture of this house, I pulled into the driveway next to it. No one was home. Pull in, and of course the homeowner in the other home decides to come home right at that moment and wants his driveway. So I had to explain to him what I was doing and who I was and what I was doing, and he said, I hope they win something. They have done such a beautiful job on that house, and I couldn't agree more. Congratulations, Danielle. Could you please come forward? Am I again?
Good evening, everyone. As you stand in front of 40 Chanbrook Road, you cannot help but admire the majestic oak tree that stands tall and proud in the center of the yard. Its strong, beautiful branches embrace the home, offering a comforting respite from the summer sun. Although a heavily shaded area may inhibit some people from planting, it did not hinder the homeowners from creating an inviting and appealing space by cultivating a variety of grasses, shrubs, and colorful perennials. Their garden reminds me of what Henry David Thoreau had once written. It's not what you look at that matters, but what you see. This year, the Stratford Beautification Committee would like to award the Best Shade Property to Jose and Kimberly Lopez for having the insight to see beyond the limitations. Would you come up, please?
Again, good evening, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the presentation of these lovely gardens as I am. My part as a member of the committee is to really notice some yards that have that, wow, we like to call it curb appeal. One morning on my walk, I discovered my garden. This home had such a welcoming look. Has a small yard. The entrance to the yard is through an arch. A picket fence on each side of this arch. Beneath the arch is a path with a fish etched onto it. Surrounding the fence, there are colorful annuals and small boxwood shrubs. An anchor is displayed in the middle of the side yard, letting you know that it's near the shore. So it's my pleasure to award Best Seashore Cottage to Mrs. Sue Dansell. Congratulations, Sue. Thank you. It's so cute. Thank you. And now we will have Gail. Thank you.
Good evening, how are you? My name is Gail Lisciel, and as you can tell by the picture, this house pretty much speaks for itself. It's absolutely gorgeous. When I first found out that it was my friend Merrick from Church's house, I said, I've got to nominate this property. I knew he wasn't happy about it, but too bad. It was spectacular. I looked at this, you just look at it, and it's just so serene and quiet, and it gives you such a feeling of peace. Everything is symmetric, the way everything is positioned, the gorgeous perennials, the annuals, the shrubs. It is just something that makes you want to just go in there and sit for a while and relax. And for that reason, I want to award to Merrick and Christina Iwaskowitz the best park-like setting in Stratford for 2017. Smile for the camera, come on. How about you? Not me. No, not me. I don't want to get in here. Don't forget your daffodil. Oh, don't forget. I want you to play. Okay, now, this is a home that I've always loved. There's just something about this house. I've known the owners for years. This property makes me smile. Every time I would drive by it on my way home when I lived on Terrell Road. And Maureen and Pete Doherty have done a fabulous job with this. All the color, the composition of everything just completely blends with the surrounding neighborhood. It makes it so beautiful to just look at this piece of property. You can't even really do it justice by the pictures we have, because when you pull up in front of it, the way the windows are, it's such a beautiful Dutch colonial. And she's got so many gorgeous different settings of each flower. But I just want to tell them that whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because it's fabulous. Come on up for the best corner property, Peter and Maureen Doherty. Anytime, kiddo. Thank you very much, folks.
Good evening, everyone. I have the great pleasure to talk a little bit about a property on Nichols Avenue that I'm sure you've all gone by a million times and probably never noticed. And why? Because it's built up on a hill, a very sloping property that is very, very difficult to not only landscape but maintain. I stopped by to see the property owners, Suzanne and Steve, and he presented me with a big, fat photo album of everything he's done for the past 20 years. This is a guy who could live in Alaska, you know, one of the bush people, because honest to God, he took apart an old garage and he built a table out of it and a well out of it. And then he took the floor and he made more steps down the front. This guy repurposed practically every single thing on his property. It's amazing. His wife will tell you, she just says, put this here, do this, dear, do that, dear, and Steve does it. But it's an incredible, incredible property, and I will just tell you that it at one time had a waterfall. He did dismember the waterfall, so to speak. He's got every kind of flower you can imagine, clematis and black-eyed Susans, and something growing to keep the actual landscape from going down into Nichols Avenue. So a lot of creepy crawly stuff. And it's something that blooms for every single season. They are not here this evening unless their plans have changed. Suzanne is not feeling well, but I'd like to award them for Best Creative Design. And if you haven't looked to your right or left when you're going down Nichols Avenue, check it out. It's incredible, really. So. If you don't know what best microclimate design means, it's when you've got perhaps, say, one long bed across your property, and half of that bed may be in sun, and the other half may be in part sun, part shade, and then maybe the other part of that long bed is in all shade. So when you're dealing with a microclimate all over your property, that again makes things a little bit difficult to plant the right thing in the right place, as they say. But my friends William and Greg have done a great job, and you can see on the sunny side we've got the blue hydrangeas and some other sun-loving plants. We've got creepy crawly stuff, clematis, and some pronounce it clematis. But the one I really like is called, and bear with me, it's called Hacchionecloa marca. I know, it's a mouthful. But it's a spidery-looking weeping short grass that matures to about 18 inches in height. And he's got that along the front. And it's very spidery looking and very sweet. And around the tree, he's got another kind of a grass with some iris growing up the middle, which was not blooming when this picture was taken. On the other side of the property, we've got the same situation, half sun, half shade. So maybe at one end of the bed, it'll be the sunny stuff, and at the other end of the bed, it'll be something that loves the shade better. Anyway, it's my great pleasure to award Greg Benno and William Parkinson the award for Best Microclimate Design. Okay, now who's next? All right, all right.
Commercial awards. Oh, this is an aspect I really enjoy, because I spend a year traveling around through the seasons looking at different commercial places and identifying them and really letting them know how important it is, everything that they do to make this such a special place. And our first awardee, Indiana, would you come up for a minute? This particular place, if you haven't been, in the South End, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Cibus. When I first noticed it, I watched during the summer. It has no yard, but there were wonderful flowers, annuals and perennials in the summer. It's always swept. In the winter, she has Alberta spruces, and I won't take the thrust away from you, but That's what's important to us. We just don't nominate people where they win once for a particular season as far as commercial properties are concerned. We go through the seasons, our 4 seasons in town, to see what they do and how they keep the environment nice and neat and clean up litter, really to make a difference in our community. So, Indiana, on our committee.
Hello, my name is Indiana. We'd like to present Cibus Latin Fusion with the best use of small space award. This award was implemented to recognize Cibus Latin Fusion not only because of the great use of small space for the restaurant that serves authentic Spanish food dishes, but also for the visual impression that they leave on the community with their Manhattan-style Curbside and the beautiful flowers foliage that greets everyone at the entrance. The restaurant that's located at the corner of Birdside and Main Street also received an award of acknowledgement and is on number 4 in the 10 best things in Connecticut. It is a restaurant that marks its impression of pride and effort in beautifying their curbside and standing out to anyone driving or walking by. The outdoor dining is surrounded by beautiful flowers and many daffodils, which we are known for the daffodil town. Leading into the entrance of the small space that's well organized, you're greeted with dark wood floor, taupe color walls that gives the room an open space feel. The room is filled with the aroma of Hispanic seasoning food, Latin music, and beautiful pictures on the wall that reminds us of how close we are to seashore. It is uniquely set up to feel spaciously comfortable and right as if you're at home in your kitchenette. What I found more enjoyable about the setting was the large window that faces the entry of the restaurants and gives you the view of the beautiful Curbside. Being able to admire the flower arrangements while listening to a variety of Latin music and having the aroma of Spanish seasoning makes it almost irresistible to not want to come back, even if just for a small cup of coffee and some empanadas. Cibus Latin Fusion, we want to thank you for your effort and for your ongoing effort of beautifying the enhancement of Stratford. Thank you. You may come up. Thank you. Thank you very much.
My grandson is the one who mentioned to me, Grandma, and he loves your food, by the way. So all of our commercial, the cricket that I'll be talking about and also yours, we hope that everybody comes, not just to look at the flowers, but the wonderful food in your facility. So my grandson is the one who told me about both of these places and asked me to follow it through its development. And so it is my pleasure today, this evening, to recognize the Cricket Car Hop at 900 Access Road. The famous hot dog establishment transformed a desolate weed and invasive species property into a very welcoming raised berm with a landscape filled with year-round interest. Huge boulders, conifers, deciduous trees, grasses, and bushes, as well as annuals, treat the visitor and invite them to a beautiful setting area, providing a focus of the Great Salt Meadow Marsh and its changing environment. The food is consistently and continuously memorable, and the landscape can only enhance that very experience. I know leaving or returning to Lordship has now become a more pleasurable experience, both for dining and also for the appearance of the area. Please join me in recognizing their efforts towards beautifying our town, the Cricket Car Hop. Come on up, everybody. All of you come up. And if you were fortunate enough to get a table and sit outside, the view is just spectacular across. It's just something you would love to see as the seasons change, because the grasses change color. There's always activity at the marsh, and you're enjoying good food.
Every year, can you hear me? Every year, the Beautification Committee recognizes a commercial business in town based on the attractiveness of the building, use of color, how they incorporate plants in their landscape, and how it all comes together. This year's the best commercial property business winner was actually founded in 1949. They moved to Stratford in the 80s, where their current location was originally a Cape-style home. And the family bought the property with every intention of converting it into a business, but they maintained the home-like appearance of the building. Not only just the exterior, but the inside as well. In 1987, which is 30 years ago, this business also was recognized by the town for beautification excellence as a new business construction. And that award hangs in their entrance when you go into their office, and they were very proud to show it to me when I went there. As a family-owned business, they take pride in the appearance of the property. They do regular, walk through and make sure that no garbage or anything is accumulating. They change out their flowers seasonally. So they do take much pride into the property, and it is my honor and privilege to present the 2017 award for Best Commercial Business to Scott Insurance.
Hello, good evening. I'm Jennifer Young. I want to give the award for Best Commercial Entrance this evening to Avalon, which is a relatively new addition to Stratford. I learned tonight from Danny and Jim. It's been about 3 years. First thing you can see when you drive up is that sign Avalon with the raised letters, which is really dramatic in the daylight. And the plants around the sign are small trees and perennials and annuals and lush grasses. It's very beautiful. And bright pink flowers. And as you go up the driveway, you'll see that there's this nice interspersement of green and pink plantings as well, with a nice backdrop of a white kind of stone wall there. The reception to the right really got my attention. It's you see perfect little lawns there with the very uniform kind of little plants. The building itself looks modern yet classical. The bright and clean facade has painted white columns that are square and dark. White columns, and then planters that are square and dark. And that's another delight and contrast for the eye. There are those ceiling fans as well, which make it look like a livable outdoor space. Who wouldn't want to walk right in and see what else is going on? There's nothing, absolutely nothing out of place. The entrance and reception areas are meticulously kept, very clean. The driveway and walkways swept, and all the lovely attention to decorative and colorful detail. It's so beautiful. So congratulations on this award. Come on up.
All these tall people. Our next category is special recognition. There are several people here that we feel that need to be specially recognized for things that they have done in town to help us. I'd like to start with Stratford High School. Could all of those that were involved in this project come forward, please? Sarah Vicola's art class. I know there's a bunch of you here. And the parents of the ones. These were senior students that helped create this, so a lot of them are away at college, but some of their parents are here. This whole scavenger hunt thing started at a meeting. We were talking about the litter in town and what we were going to do about the litter, and we thought, we need a sign or something, but then we thought, who pays attention to signs, and what were we going to do to be different, et cetera. So, fast forward after the discussion at the meeting to my friend Sarah. If you don't know Sarah Vicola from Stratford High School, the art director. Sarah and I have worked, well, I haven't worked with her, but I work with her at the Pumpkin Festival. She does all the artwork for the Pumpkin Festival. And I called her and I said, Sarah, do your students ever do like a public service kind of a thing? And would they be interested in helping us develop an anti-littering sign? She said the timing was perfect, and they were just getting into this kind of project. So instead of one sign, we got 12 fabulous signs. You can see them on the board, but they're all, we have them placed up here so you can see them. Okay? Some were just, I mean, they were all absolutely outstanding, and I don't know whose is whose. So, and some were like this. One of them, two of them disappeared. We don't know where they went, but I put all 12 signs out, and 3 days later, I went to see if one was, because it was kind of windy, and the stake was in the ground, but the sign was gone. So I don't know if the wind took it or somebody really liked it. But anyway, so we had all these wonderful signs. We thought, what are we going to do with these signs? We need to make them, people see this, and what a great job these kids did. So we decided to do the scavenger hunt. So the idea of the scavenger hunt was that the signs were placed around town, and people would take pictures of the signs and post them on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and whoever got the 12 signs and posted it would win a prize. Well, no one found all 12 signs, partly because 2 were missing, but no. But I hid them too well. When we say we are a town from forest to shore, I literally put them in Roosevelt Forest, and I put them all the way down to the beaches. So all 12 signs were, and there was only one of each, so you only had to find 12 signs. So after 2 weeks, we really weren't getting any bites on Instagram or anything, and I thought, no. So I recollected the signs and made it a little more obvious, kind of did follow the line of the lighthouses in part of it. I did leave 2 that no one found, were the one at the Vicky Soto Park, and the one at, I forgot what the other one was that people were having trouble finding. But I left it at Vicky Soto because the kids are always there, there's always litter there. I thought, they needed that. So anyway, we do have 2 winners, but we're going to announce that after. So I just wanted to thank Sarah and her class for doing such a fabulous job. And please accept this little token to buy art supplies for school. And thank you, kids. It was great. That's really sweet. Bring it up to school.
tomorrow.
Yeah, hang it up in school.
Principal's gonna see this.
Yeah. So, and take your daffodils, please, and plant them, okay?
Thank you,
Good luck.
Donna.
Thank you, girls. You've been great. If you want your signs, you can have them. Yeah. Yes, they can keep the signs. If you want to take them all, that's fine.
I'll get them.
Okay? All right. Denise?
We are pleased to announce the winners of our 2017 townwide # Stratford Stop Littering scavenger hunt. With a week remaining in the contest, we were beginning to think no one was seeing our signs. We were feeling deflated. And we might end up with no entries. That all changed when Barbara, if I say your name right, Caracciolo, contacted us after she and her boys found 7 of the 12 signs while they were out exploring the lighthouses. Our committee was thrilled to know that the signs and the message were being seen, and especially by children. As you know, they will keep us in check, so that was good, and we were very happy. Congratulations to the Caracciolo family. Come on. Whoop. As luck would have it, on the final day of the contest, we received another entry. This entry was from Creative Starts Learning Center, where their summer camp students found 10, actually, of the 12 signs, all the ones that were left. This made us really happy, knowing that it was a bunch of kids who, found these. So congratulations to the team at Creative Starts Learning Center and their students. They're unable to attend tonight, but we just wanted to publicly acknowledge their effort.
Okay, before we present this next award, can we please have the Franklin School family come on up? Everybody, we want them all. Everybody, come on.
Come on, come on, come on. Don't be shy, come on.
There we go, okay. At the beginning of this school year, Carrie Paradis and Janine Lazat from Franklin School contacted the Beautification Committee through member Gail Lischio, sorry, seeking guidance in creating a schoolyard habitat garden. These women attained a grant from the Audubon Society to undertake this project. Over a period of several months, Gail and I had met with Mrs. Paradis and Mrs. Lazat, student members of the Franklin School Garden Club, and a group of dedicated parents to begin the project. The students themselves devised a plan, chose plants and shrubs to best suit the area, prepared the area with the help of some strong, hardworking adults, and eventually planted and put down mulch. This group really got down and dirty. They dedicated many hours after school and on weekends. One only needs to take a drive by Franklin School to see the end result. The garden is truly magnificent. This project reminds me of one of my favorite children's stories, Miss Rumphius by Barbara Cooney. You see, when Miss Rumphius was a little girl, her grandfather had told her that in addition to the wonderful adventure she had planned for her life, she needed to do one more thing, and that was to make the world more beautiful. Many years later, in her golden years, she took it upon herself to spread lupin seeds around her town. Naturally, people called her the crazy old lady. But the next spring, lupins graced the entire town. Purple and rose-colored flowers bloomed everywhere for all to enjoy. She had made the world more beautiful. This is exactly what the Franklin School Garden Club has done. They have made the world more beautiful with the creation of their schoolyard habitat. For their accomplishment, they have been recognized by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife and Audubon of Connecticut. And I quote, "The Franklin Elementary Schoolyard Habitat is not only a place where classes can go to observe, learn, write, think, and question, it also provides important resources including food,
water, and shelter for a variety of wildlife species. The Franklin Elementary schoolyard habitat is one of 21 other schoolyard habitats across the state. The Stratford Beautification is honored to present Mrs. Paradis, Mrs. Lazat, and the Franklin School Garden Club a certificate, a token of our appreciation, and a plaque of recognition for their efforts in making our town and the world more beautiful. We are thankful and very proud of you all.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. We had the pleasure of meeting my husband. We did. Absolute joy working with you. Yeah, it was.
Good evening. My award does not include any trees or flowers or any of the pretty stuff everyone else was talking about. But as part of our committee's efforts to locate areas in town that need beautification and some special attention, we decided as a group that the kiosk in the center of Paradise Green, which had started to deteriorate, needed to be addressed. As you can tell by the picture on the left, it was rotting away. At one point, because of all of the deterioration, we actually thought that the cost to repair the kiosk would be excessive and it might have to be removed. It's been there for a number of years. I wasn't able to find out how long, but I know it's been there for at least 25 years that I've lived in town. Coincidentally, the committee discovered that there was a scout, Philip Bloom, looking to volunteer for a project to do in town. The committee furnished Philip with the funds to purchase the supplies. When Philip began the work, he discovered that the kiosk would need extensive renovations. There was wood rot. The doors had to be remade, glass replaced, and the kiosk needed to be repainted. Due to school and other personal obligations, the project took Philip 18 months to complete. We couldn't be happier with the outcome of his work. And since the completion of his work, we have since learned that Philip did achieve the advancement to the rank of Eagle Scout after the project was completed. I do have one more piece of paper to read here. Dear Philip, I would like to commend you on your meritorious efforts taken to restore the kiosk in Paradise Green. Not only have you accomplished a personal achievement by earning the rank of Eagle Scout, but you have also played an integral role in the beautification of our town. You have demonstrated the importance of taking pride in one's community. Your dedication and commitment to the town of Stratford is appreciated, and your praise is well deserved. I hope that you will continue in your efforts to beautify our town and make Stratford a better place to live, work, and visit. I wish you all the best, and may you have continued success in your future endeavors. Again, thank you for your service. Best regards, John A. Harkins, Mayor.
As you can see, it takes a variety of organization, private homeowners, commercial businesses. Last but not least is a fabulous organization that does so much for all our neighboring communities, but this year especially for us, and that is Aquarion. There isn't enough time to share everything that Aquarion has provided for our beautification efforts in improving the landscape of our town. Their dedicated staff provided not only the manpower, but also equipment and materials to plant boxwoods at Paradise Green. Breakfast, lunch, t-shirts, and a dedicated collegial staff worked hard to transform a very tired area into a welcoming site for shoppers. Volunteers stayed for hours planting, cleaning, remediating the soil, and adding mulch provided by our public works staff. The design plan was always conscious of water conservation and our coexistence with the environment. Bluestone was added at one side so a water dish for service dogs and others could be provided while patrons visited the shops. Proper planting prevents poor performance, and Aquarium from day one communicated and executed everything in a timely and most helpful manner. We were a fortunate recipient of their community spirit efforts, and we are sincerely grateful. Please welcome all the Aquarion representatives, because working together we can show that we definitely make a difference. Aquarion. And could we have Adam come up, please? Adam, our committee member, was wonderful as far as identifying and making that connection for us. So I'll take a picture.
Should I stand like this?
Yes, would you like to come on? Absolutely.
How are you? My name's George Logan, Director of Environmental Management with Aquarion Water Company. I just want to say it's been a great privilege to work with everyone here in the town on this project. You know, Aquarion Water Company, we consider ourselves stewards of the environment, and we're in about 51 different communities in the state of Connecticut, all very important to us. But here in Stratford, when you had your beautification committee, worked well with us. We had a team of folks work together to make this happen, and we look forward to working with the town of Stratford and other similar events in the future as well. Thank you. Much appreciated for this work. Thank you.
Although we have minor mistakes here and there, and we always have a plan B, C, D, and E, all this could not happen without the dedication and patience of a very special person who is seated at our table. And we would like Rita to come up here right now, our technology expert. When we say to her, we have to modify and adjust. We have to do this all the time. And Rita does it perfectly on time and oftentimes knows exactly what we would ask of her. So please join us again in thanking her for this. You are the best. Yes, go ahead. I realize that some people are very busy and have to leave, but please remember that we have your award signs that we hope you proudly display in front of your homes and businesses so that others know what we're doing and what we're about. Environment today had to be listed at least 12 times. It is so important. We are in a wonderful town that has more water area than any other in the state of Connecticut, with the Housatonic River and also with Long Island Sound, and we're so proud of it, but we take it for granted. So if you've noticed anything tonight, we are working as a community. Our committee is like a family. You ask them for something and they are there before you even know it. They work together, they're very congenial, it's wonderful. And we now consider all of you part of our family. and thank you for your efforts and everything that you do, and hope that you encourage others to do so and make volunteering part of your agenda for the next year. And participate in many of the events that we have. And Donna will be sharing some of those for just a minute before you come up and have refreshments and take some of the signs. And the yellow bags, too, of daffodils.
Just a few things that I want everybody to be aware of. This weekend on Saturday is the Forest to Shore program that the Recreation Department has put on. There will be something going on all over this town. Check the website for it. There's going to be nature walks and talks and falcon shows, and there's going to be stuff in Roosevelt Forest, there's going to be stuff at Booth Park, there's going to be stuff at the beaches. So check the website and go out. It's going to be a great day, and it'll be a lot of activities for that. Also, our holiday lights. The contest starts right after Thanksgiving. This is where you go around and you pick out your neighbors or your own house, you take a picture of it, you post it on the website for, I think it's under holiday lights. And then the beautification committee will take the top 10 of those people that are voted on, that you as the public vote to see who's going to win the top prizes for the best lights in town. And we give out 3 prizes. And we will, out of whoever gets the top 10, we'll decide which ones really are the best, okay? And then we will, I mean, some of the ones we get are a little crazy, but we do our best. And I believe that contest is from right after Thanksgiving until December 10th. We judge the week after the 10th. We all have lives too, so Christmas gets a little crazy for us. A reminder that the Pumpkin Festival is October 21st. If you've never gone, it is a fabulous day. It's from 1 to 5, and there are all kinds of things. It's very, very family. We have some new adventures coming again this year. Stephanie Phillips, the chairperson of that council, is really, she brings new things to it every year, and it's great. It's a wonderful program. Also, the Arts Council is going to be doing a Make a Wreath Day on several different days in town. One is going to be on November 12th at Booth Park from 11 to 4. It's also going to be at Roosevelt Forest one day, but I don't, Stephanie, do you know that date? I don't remember the date, but that's a Monday. Tuesday, yeah, no, when it's on a Saturday, but I don't remember when it's getting, and I think it's going to be in a third place. So again, check the town website for that, for the Arts Council. It's a Make a Wreath. The one at Roosevelt Forest, they do like an all-natural wreath, and you know, they take stuff from the environment to do these. And I think that's it. So hope to see you at the Pumpkin Festival, and thank you all so much. Oh, wait a minute, one more thing. And there are bags here to take, and don't forget your signs and the stakes for it. Tina, did you want to say something?
Check the Facebook page.
For what? Oh, take the Facebook page for the Beautification Committee's Facebook page. We're always putting some little tidbits in there for you. Okay? Thank you. Tina Manis, our council person, would like to speak.
Hi, everybody. If I could just have a second of your time. I'm sorry to bother you. Hi. I want to congratulate everybody, but I also want to take... Hi. That's okay. Hi. I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge, as you know, we spend 2 years on these committees, and this committee was my very first choice when I got here. Departing Councilman Catalano said it's the hardest working committee in Town Hall. And he said, I think they're the hardest working people in Town Hall too. And it really is true. I know Stephanie Phillips served before me. I know Sandra Zalik shared with me immediately that, wow, we did so much work with them with the Walmart and founding the Beautification Committee when she was on council. So this committee was really, really important to me, and it was very, very important to be a part of it. And so for the past 2 years I have been, and I just want to thank all the people on the Beautification Committee. new and past, for all their hard work and for welcoming me, who has zero green thumb, but just saw a lot of people who work very hard and knew that was where I wanted to be. So thank you so much for your graciousness, and I appreciate it if I don't get the chance to be again.
Please get your signs, have refreshments, and get your bulbs.